Jum, ja, jum, jum, jum.
Hey everybody! Jumington here. Back with another episode of Jumcraft. Now the 1.72 update is upon us, and with it brings all kinds of changes to the terrain generation. I'm standing here on a plateau in a savanna surrounded by lovely acacia trees. I did a lot of exploration, did a lot of wandering around, enough to fill out another fully zoomed out map in combination with the one I already had for my original area. And found a lot of cool, interesting stuff, found a whole lot of loot. And right now I'm out here in the heart of the savanna country, kind of right in the middle, I want to say, of where I generated this map. Yep, just about right in the center of it here. And I'm just trying to help this lonely little pig out here, help him get back to where he's going, help him down safely off this mountain. So I've built a little track here. You know how I like to help the animals, so let's send him on his way here. Oh my. That, you know, this lava wasn't here when I built this track, but it probably is just like a, you know, like a chunk error that happens sometimes. You know, when like new chunks generate, and you know, sometimes they put a pool of lava where your safe track to the fun time swimming pool used to be. So I've got a full stack of leads, and I've got a lead, get it, on where these horses are. Let's say they're down in the lower southwest corner of this map, right around there. I can't show you in game, but I'll put that in post-production. So I'm gonna head off to that direction, trying just to use the map. Most of the time when I'm navigating, I use the coordinates, and I don't dislike using coordinates or think there's anything cheaty or anything about that. And you know, I am of the argument that, you know, however you play this game, you know, as long as you're having fun and you're not, you know, wrecking anyone's day, it's really not that big a deal. Everyone's got a different style. But I like using the maps, and I like having the maps filled out. For contrast, I've got my original map, and you can see we're way off that. Now on the eastern edge of that, you can see like a weird chunk generation, and that's where areas I had not explored previously were generating with the new terrain. And they got a little bit messed up. There's just like rock walls jutting straight up out of the sea. It's like Atlantis rising up. So we're going to be going for a ways. Now, it's not just horses I saw out this way. It was more specifically donkeys. Now, I really have not looked into horses at all. I honestly haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to play this game since they added the horses in. I played for a little bit, and then all kinds of garbage happened that conspired against me. Now, remember, I said I'm going to interrupt myself to go back and let myself speak when I interrupted myself before. There's two things I wanted. One was to grab leads so I could get horses. The other thing was if I had thought to stop and get all the clay that I ran across, because you can do some cool stuff with clay. Since 1.6 they have like hardened dyed clay, and there's a number of new plants that have been added that make acquiring at least some of the dyes less troublesome. Let's see if I can get up here. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna have some trouble. Oh, kinda jinxed myself there. It makes getting some of the dyes a little bit less of a pain, or at least makes them more renewable. Although now that I think about it, I think the blue is the only thing that's not just something you can grow on forever because it's made out of lapis, but you can get some shades of blue with these flowers. How are we looking here? Oh, we got a ways to go. We got a ways. So let's grab these horses. I don't know if there's a limit to what I can drag on these leads, but we are going to find out because I've got a stack of them here. I will drag you. Did I lose somebody already? I thought there was another one. Can I not grab you? I don't really want to separate you here, but I mean, whoa! Just kind of launched like a missile at me. All right. So I think the thing is that they don't get too far away from you, perhaps. So I'm just gonna grab all the horses I can and see which ones make it back with us. That guy is fighting. I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to come with us. Watch out for this cactus, because I can tell these guys are just going to go straight for that cactus. And yeah, you know, to hell with it. He doesn't want to go with, then he can just die of I don't know, exposure out here. I got 3 full-grown horses. I don't need to be messing around with no babies. No babies. You may be asking yourself, how much is enough? Well, man, there's no limit. There doesn't seem to be any functional limit to the number of horses I can cart around here. So I say, you know, oh, got our first casualty. Aside from that, why limit ourselves? Why not just grab all of the horses I can? Especially if they're going to be dying off like that. I mean, crap. Oh, looks like we've got a donkey up here. No! You get away. Oh, this is going to get real ugly. They are dropping like flies. Let's see if I can get the high ground here. Alright. Oh, but they smell blood. This is not going great, I have to say. I can keep those creepers. I want this black one. Come with me. Where'd that poor injured donkeys go? Let me get these donkeys. This one too. Come with me, donkey. Come with me if you want to live. I want you to live. Did I lose you guys? Don't want to lose anybody here. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man. I don't know if I can hold all these guys. All right, let's head to that village, I guess. I don't really have a plan aside from just dragging this mass of animals. Well, we got a fence there. Lots of fences. Let's grab this guy. Grab this guy. Grab this guy. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm starving to death. I hadn't even noticed. I'll quickly defend this village here. Holy crap! Oh, sorry guys. Looks like I'm just a liability for you. Oh, this place is getting ugly. I don't know what's going on here. This is acting all kinds of laggy and stuff. My horses better not be getting loose. Well, I've caused a lot of damage to this village, but it's okay. Oh Lord. He is phasing through the doors here? Oh, holy cow. Well, this village I think is done for. Okay, well I think I've cleaned that up. Some guys left. He's got paper on the first trade, so I really don't care about him. Yep, there's a slime down there. Can't quite cut the mustard. My army of horses has dwindled down. I lost a donkey to skeleton fire. I only got 2 horses and 1 donkey left. And I don't know, are you drowning, donkey? Stopped up again, waiting for daylight. I'm getting close. Not real far away. 1 more day's travel, we should make it. Swamp is mighty unsavory this time of night. I'm going to have to come back out again and find some more horses. Because, you know, I at least wanted to have more than 1 donkey so I could breed donkeys. Because you can't breed a donkey with a horse. You make a mule, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know if I'm going to use these guys at all. It's just a thing to have. It's another thing for me to collect. Put it in a chest. Chop them up into leather, you know. That sort of thing. I mean, obviously cows are much more feasible. Or so they would tell you. I guess it just depends on how, you know, costly it is to breed horses. And if it's not real expensive, then why not? Why not breed horses? Why not breed horses and murder them? Sure, you don't get food like you do with a cow. But maybe I'm a vegetarian. Maybe I don't eat meat. But I will wear it. Probably won't go through here. Nope. How did I know? Alright, let's just get these guys all wrapped up there. Alright, well, we got these horses, and that was a real pain getting these guys back. I really don't want to mess with them now, because I'm so aggravated by how much hassle it was to get these guys back. I did some reading on it, though, to confirm some stuff and check some stuff, and what I found out was the best way to get the best horses is just to find them in the wild, because the way breeding works, they kind of average out between the 2 parents. So, as you breed horses, they're just going to get worse. It's not too expensive to breed them. You need a golden apple or a golden carrot to breed them up. Taming them is pretty straightforward. But we're going to get on that next episode, because I've already spent enough of my day screwing around with these horses, and frankly, I'm kind of mad. I did go back and get another donkey, though. And that was a lot less hassle, because I just went back with the saddle and tamed the donkey and rode him around. One thing I dislike about these leads is that they just pop off when you click them. There we go. Got this donkey. You can jump. The donkeys aren't the fastest by far, but look at that. That's pretty awesome. Whee! Yeah, it was way easier to just ride this guy back, and the only hassle with that is that they can't go through water that's more than 2 blocks deep, so you have to have a lead with you to drag them along. But unlike dragging them through land, I found that if you just get in a boat and drag them through the water, I mean, it doesn't matter how fast you go, they will always stay attached, which I found hilarious, just dragging this guy through my boat on high speed. But we're going to move on to some other stuff, because if I have to spend any more time with these miserable nags, I'm just going to breed them solely for the purpose of murdering their baby in front of them, because I hate these miserable flea-bitten sacks. Hey, look at all this loot I got. Now, I've got a lot of stuff that I am looking forward to doing in this game, and a lot of stuff to explore, and all kinds of new area to check out, and I marked down on a little notebook all kinds of caves and stuff to look for in there. But I've got a real problem, and one of the changes in the update has affected hunger, and I seem to be burning through food at a much, much faster rate, and I really don't have a great system to produce more food. I had that chicken cooker, and that was prior to hoppers being included, and that opens up a whole new avenue of automation. And the chicken cooker only sort of kind of works now. I found that most of the time when the baby chickens grow up, they've kind of worked themselves halfway under a block and they just suffocate or pop out. So it's really not effective anymore. It also takes way too much work on my part, in that I have to go down there and push buttons. That's too much work. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is construct a new chicken farm. Fully automated. Once you start it, it just keeps on rolling, keeps spitting out chickens. I've had these guys up here for the longest time, and I thought this would be a good spot to build on. Since I already have that chicken farm, and I'm probably going to leave it there. Maybe I'll modify it or turn it into something else later. Maybe I'll just keep it as like egg production. Maybe combine it with another type of farm. Maybe like a cake factory or something. Now I just got to take care of these chickens and clear out some of this excess rubble here. It's been nice knowing you, fellas. The basic concept of this is pretty straightforward. I'm sure it's been done before, and there's probably more cost-effective or material-efficient ways to do it. This is just the way I like to do it. I've been playing around with this design for a while in my head, so I'm excited to get this done. Basically, you've just got, there's 4 components to it, and we're going to build 3 of them today. You've got the hatch point, which will be at the top, where you've got the chickens and they lay eggs, and then you've got the breed pit, where the chickens, the eggs get shot, and the chickens breed up, and they will have a mechanism to automatically kill them when they reach adulthood. They'll be collected down at the collection point at the bottom, and they're going to feed this way into what will be the 4th component of it, which is an item sorter. So I can sort out all the feathers and maybe any eggs that slip through. Just because all I want really right now is cooked chicken, but I can go through and change that up later. And so what we got to do is we got to get hoppers rolling, and you just lay them down, shift click on them, get them all flowing into each other here. And that is that. Not really. Already messing it up. So we get 2 different levels. Just, get collected along with a hopper. How nice. And then that guy goes into there. Now I don't know if there is. I imagine if you get enough of these going, it may matter how you have them feeding into each other, but I don't think on this scale it will make much of a difference here. Now let's just go ahead and fill all this in, and we've got the basics flowing here. Now we're going to need some dispensers. These are where we're going to fire off the wall, and go ahead and start building up a wall too. Get this some forming up. And this will be our lava system. Now you could just slap lava buckets in there and you don't need to use all full 8. I like having it because it makes it quicker to shut it on and off. And I'm going to leave that open so I can fill this lava in here. I just slap some redstone down on top of all of that. Go ahead and place at least 1 brick out there. Probably going to go and fill more in later, but that'll be enough. And then we'll have buttons on this that we can use to turn this on and off. And so this is where the chickens will sit on top of this, and this is what will auto-fire that. There's a circuit that I felt worked fairly well for me in the past, and it took me some time to get this all worked out so that this this was a little bit more compacted. I don't know a better way to run something like this. I'm sure there is a more compacted way somewhere that relies on some redstone trickery that I am not privy to. Oh, let's go ahead and do that. Just saves a little bit on redstone. So what we got going here is the it's starting to get dark, isn't it? So what we got going here is items will fill up in here. We'll just go ahead and throw these in there real quick. items will fill up in the hopper, eggs mostly, hopefully, and that will trigger the comparator. Comparator fires into this. Now we have to have these repeaters here because the signal won't be enough with just one item, and we want to make sure that it always fires, even if there's only one item going on in it. So, fires into this, which powers through there, powers the dispenser, and then this powers back and causes the comparator to shut itself off for a moment, and then, of course, it's going on. So it's basically just a clock that auto-activates when you throw stuff in the hopper. Alright, so now we can fill up these dispensers. Just slap a lava bucket in each of them. A couple things here. You could replace these lava buckets with water buckets so that instead of getting cooked chicken, you get raw chicken. And actually, it's a little bit more effective because you will lose some of the cooked chicken and feathers. Feathers I don't really care about to the lava. So it's not foolproof. It's not, you know, a foolproof system, but it works fairly well. And make a sign, not. Then we will need a single sign. Finish out the half slabs. And voila. Alright, so that will prevent the lava from flowing in that center square, which is what we don't want, because the baby chickens will drop down in there. They'll stand on these half slabs, and given that baby chickens are only half a block tall, it'll keep them underneath the lava until they're fully grown, and then they'll get their head shoved up in there. Now, the system is totally reliant on having a constant stream of chickens. If you just have one chicken in here, the chances are he's never going to walk into lava on his own. But if you have multiple chickens in here, which you will through this automated system, the other chickens will just keep pushing them into lava as they hatch. So it works out pretty effectively. Now, if you go through and try and clean it out, you may have some problems with that. I have seen that before, where you'll get like one chicken stuck in there. So there we go. Now we'll just slap some buttons on here. Let's go and put them on all the sides. Not putting them up too high, aren't I? Yeah, now we can flip that lava on. Yeah. And there you go. Alright, so we got the base system going now. So it's time to switch up to our second set of colored glass, which is the black stained glass. I enjoy that very much. Go ahead and grab this other stuff in here now as well. Alright, so we got the base circuitry going, so now we just need to build a little holder for the chickens. Now this can be kind of a pain because I have found lately that baby chickens are drowning in the water when I hatch them in there. So I have to wait until they're a little bit grown and then drop some water in there. So go ahead and lay this out here. Leave these open and make sure I have a way to get down without killing myself too horribly. So I got plenty of eggs here. So let's just hatch all the eggs we can. Okay, so I've got something like 20 to 25 chickens in there, and that's a good start. And if I decide I want more, I have a means of adding more into the system, either by breeding them. But like I said, I'm having problems with the baby chickens drowning. So I gotta wait for these guys to grow up, and then we can drop some water in there, wrap this up, and then we can just let it run. Alright, it looks like our harvest is all growed up and ready to roll, so let's drop some water in there. Light this up a bit and lock them in. Now wait. There we go. And you're stuck forever. So the efficiency of this is primarily based on how many chickens you can cram in this box. And the more chickens you put in here, the faster the egg production will be and the more chickens you'll get down in there. Now, when he's just started out, it's going to take a while to build up some momentum. But I've got, I think, close to 30 chickens in there now, and it's working pretty well. Now, the water isn't absolutely necessary, and I seem to remember it causing some issues, some lag issues, particularly on servers, from like the particle updates and sound updates from the chickens. But you notice like these chickens aren't like phasing out through the walls, and I was seeing them do that when there wasn't water, so that's why I put the water in there. It seems to keep them in line a little bit more. Not absolutely necessary. And I've dug this little trench out here and put a dropper down because this is going to form the sorting system. But we'll get to that next episode. I just kind of want to go see this up a little bit and then wait and see, so I can show that this actually does produce something for that chicken or other chickens to grow up and burn themselves alive in there. Alright, man, that's looking nice. Looking nice. Nice skull motif. Oh, getting hungry. You can see we got plenty of chickens rolling up in there, and we got a fully grown one. Let's go ahead and power that on. Let's leave that running. And I dropped those in earlier. But we got some cooked chicken, some feathers. So we'll just leave this running for a while and see how it does. But we got plenty of chickens built up in there, and I've been working on this, I don't know, say like 15-20 minutes. It took me to put all this outer stuff on. Put the skull motif up there. So that's working pretty effectively. We got quite a bit of chickens in there, but we are going to lose some of that to the lava. That's just the way it is. Now, like I said, if you replace that lava with water, you wouldn't lose anything, and the chickens would just drown eventually in the water. It's actually kind of funny to watch because they don't really swim up in the water; they just stand under it, and eventually they die. So if that's a concern for you, a variation of the system could be that you have it feeding into like an auto furnace, and then all you would have to do is make sure that you have a continual source of fuel going on in your furnace, and it could cook the chicken for you. But that just adds another step to it. I'm willing to put up with the loss of chicken. And like I said, next time we'll come back and... Oh, God! Oh, he's invisible! Oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, man. I've heard about that, that spiders can spawn with potions and stuff on them. I've never actually seen that. Oh, that was awful. That was awful terrifying. Anyway, next time we'll work on the sorting system and see if I can't make something useful out of it. There's another one. And there's some more chicken and some more feathers. I have a feeling we're losing some chicken there. I know for sure that we will lose chicken in that system, but I like it. I like the way it looks. I might have to shove some stuff behind the eyes there to keep the image consistent, but I like it. I'm happy with it. Leave that running for a ways and see how we do. Well, that'll about do it for this episode. I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot more than I had time to really go into today. I've got a lot of built-up ideas and plans, and got some stuff going on up there, but that'll have to wait for next episode, which will hopefully be soon. I hopefully won't have as many gaps. A lot of the things that were preventing me from getting more videos done are kind of wrapping up and coming to a close, and hopefully make some changes there so that it doesn't have such an impact in the future. Some sad news, and part of the reason why I haven't been doing videos for a while, is that my beloved dog Jubei passed away a little while ago, and that was extremely upsetting to me. I mean, to the point that when I went to the vet to see him, they had to let me out the back door. I was so distraught over that, and that was rough. So really didn't feel like doing much of anything for a little while, but life moves on, and I'm sure my buddy wouldn't want me to just sit around moping all day. He'd probably want me to get off my butt and get out and do some exercise, but instead I'm going to play video games because that's how I am. I got a couple of channels I want to recommend. A couple of friends of mine, well, 2 friends of mine. I hope I could call the third guy a friend, but he's kind of a friend of a friend. I got together with him a couple weeks ago for this 25-hour gaming marathon for, I think it was Extra Life, and I'll put their channel links in the description. I got Gaming with Gorley, Achman Rosario, and Patchwing, and they're all really cool guys. Gaming with Gorley puts out just a ton of videos, and he's always checking out new interesting games, and of course he plays Minecraft too, which is, you know, all these guys play some Minecraft. Achman Rosario and Patchwing are playing a lot of Hypixel, and I had not heard of it until they showed me it, so I'm hoping to get in on some of that action with them, or I'll just go play by myself. And that sounded terrible. I regretted that as soon as it left my mouth. I'm just going to stop going down that road now. But they put out, you know, a decent amount of videos. Achman Rosario is just getting started, but they're all putting out really good content. So, you know, if you guys are looking for some new stuff, maybe you're just satisfied with my lack of updates, totally understandable. Go check those guys out. They are really cool guys, especially like Gorley. I like Achman Rosario because he's still kind of fresh and he's just getting started, and you know, he's not all like frustrated and pissed off at the game yet. He's a pretty friendly guy. Gorley, though, man, he checks out a ton of games, and Gorley and I have a real similar kind of sense of humor to us, so I really enjoy watching his videos. And Patchwing, I haven't watched a lot of his videos, I'm sad to say. I know he's been playing Star Wars Battlefront, and I've really been enjoying that. I think Buzz Lightyear, he was playing that too, and then the Hypixel stuff. I love watching their Hypixel games because you can feel the tension when they're playing TNT Tag. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is another update that I'm really excited about, which is the fishing. And I've been playing around with it a little bit, and let's just cast off here. They changed up the fishing mechanics a little bit. You can see, hopefully you can see some water particles bouncing around in there. And when we get a fish on the line, you can actually see it come up to the line. You can see like the string of bubbles approaching the line. And I've got a couple fishing rods here, and I'll get to that in a moment. In addition to that, they've added some new fish and the possibility to catch all kinds of crap. You got junk and treasure you can catch. And they've made 2 new enchantments for the fishing rods now. And, yep, there we go. And that's just a regular raw fish. But let's switch up to one of these other ones. I went through 30 levels on this and got Unbreaking 3 and Luck of the Sea 2. What Luck of the Sea does is it increases your chances of getting the special catches, like treasure or junk. I think it just does the treasure. I'm not sure, but you can catch all kinds of things. I've caught a couple redstone hooks, some boots, and actually the 3rd fishing rod I caught with this one, and it's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get something off of this one. Hopefully I can catch at least one of the new fish or some kind of treasure. I'm trying to think what they added. Salmon. They added salmon. You can cook that and eat that. They added a blowfish, and you can eat that if you want to get poisoned. But what's really cool with that is you can make it into a potion of water breathing. And I did play around with that a little bit earlier while I was waiting for those chickens to grow up. And it's pretty cool. There we go. And that's just another regular fish. So let's switch up to this one. Lure 2. Unbreaking 3 and Luck of the Sea 2. And what Lure does is it decreases the time between catches. It makes the fish come to you quicker, or has a chance to. I was getting some pretty crazy catches last night. Like, I saw the fish particles coming up to the hook before the hook even touched the water. I thought that was pretty nuts. Some funny stuff with this. If you go fishing in a farm, like the water trench in the farm there, the water particles aren't really keyed to the water. They just kind of fill the screen, so you'll see like the particles going on in the dirt. Yeah, I could just show you that in a second. See what else I could get. I thought this was a really, really neat update, because fishing was always just kind of an irritating thing. Like, you did it. I only did it in this game when I wanted to trade with someone to get some emeralds. And I really didn't enjoy the process. It was just like tedious and kind of boring. But even just adding those particles seems like such a little thing, but it adds a lot to it. It makes it feel more interactive. It doesn't make it feel like you're just waiting for the game to decide, hey, you got a fish. I really like that. And the new catches are a welcome addition. So let's go ahead now. This is probably going to cost me. Yeah, you can see water particles coming up from the dirt. And last time I was doing this, I saw the fish particles coming off like out of thin air, just kind of riding over the air, which is pretty humorous. I don't know why I always like to point out, the weird kind of glitchy behavior like that, but it always amuses me endlessly. See if we can get a catch here. I'd really like to get some kind of cool catch. Oh, here it comes. Yep, there's the raw salmon. But I've caught, like I said, some redstone hooks. I caught this fishing rod here. Caught some leather boots. I want to say a stick, empty water bottles. So all kinds of crap. You can also catch those name tags with it. Name tags and saddles. And that's awesome, because right now the only other place you can get name tags from is, the dungeon chest. Good God, brain is just shutting down. Oh, sweet. I can enchant and rename it for 36 levels. That's not bad. And of course, renaming it will make it cheaper later. So what do we call this? No!